Hi, everybody. Welcome to Healthy Minds Innovations live guided meditation this morning. Really happy that you've joined me here. My name is Stephanie Wagner. I'm a trainer, meditation teacher, and program specialist for Healthy Minds Innovations. And as we are getting ready to get started here, I want to invite you to share with me in the chat where you live. You can even tell me a word about how you're feeling today, and would love to just have a sense of who is practicing with me as we move into our spring renewal practice. For those of you that may not be familiar with who we are at Healthy Minds Innovations, we are a nonprofit that's affiliated with the research institution at the Center for Healthy Minds. And what we do is we actually take the scientific research emerging out of the Center for Healthy Minds, and we translate it into tools to help people both cultivate as well as measure well-being. We have a unique scientific framework of well-being that contains 4 different pillars or dimensions of well-being: awareness, connection, insight, and purpose. Each of these dimensions of well-being feature a set of skills that are both trainable, as well as their science that links them to being beneficial to well-being. And so we've been coming together each week on a theme. And so our theme this week is all about spring renewal. So as I was reflecting on spring renewal, I was thinking about, gosh, what does this sort of feeling of spring, evoke in me? So where I live, the weather is getting warmer, which is amazing. The magnolia trees are starting to blossom. The grass is starting to get greener. And so there are all of these signs of freshness and brightness and change within nature, which is really amazing. And for many of us, including myself, we're getting vaccinated. And so I realize that not everybody is on board with the vaccine. But for me, I feel like getting vaccinated provides a sense of renewal and fresh energy, and being able to now begin to socially gather with others. So there's this feeling of freshness there for me as well. And for, for spring, there's also this sense of nature cueing us into the fact that change is happening. And of course, change is happening all the time. We oftentimes don't see it, but Mother Nature brings us so many gifts to be able to just see more clearly the change that's happening in our environment through the beauty of the trees and the grass and the blooms that are happening all around us. So I've put together a series of practices today. So we'll see how many we can make it through. I've put together 3 sort of short practices based on the theme of renewal. So there's one that's an awareness practice, there's one that's an appreciation practice, and there's one that is a springtime aspiration practice that is really related to purpose. So we'll just see how much of each of these we can get into, but really looking forward to practicing together today. All right, should we begin? Let's do this. So you can go ahead and find yourself in a comfortable practice posture here. Simply just getting yourself comfortable, allowing the body to be as relaxed as it can be in this moment, placing your feet on the floor if you're sitting in a chair, maybe just sort of rolling your shoulders down your back. You can place your hands in your lap and close your eyes if that feels good for you. And you can take a couple of slow, deep breaths. Bringing awareness to the breath and allowing this to ground us in a moment of awareness. And now take a moment to reflect on your motivation to practice. What is it that made you want to meditate together today? And bring that to mind. See if you can connect to a larger motivation here that extends beyond your own motivation, your own well being, but extends really to be able to support others as well. See if you can bring to mind sort of a wider, compassionate, altruistic motivation. Okay, so let's just begin by allowing awareness to rest and settle in sensations in the body, just to sort of ground us in our practice here. So bring your attention to simply noticing how your body's feeling right now. You might notice any sensations happening in the body, feelings of pain or ease, noticing any emotions that are present. So just bring awareness to that. Here, we're not aiming to fix or change anything that's happening. We're just tuning in to what's happening in our body in this moment. And you'll notice from time to time, your mind may wander from paying attention to the body. So, recognizing distraction as success, and simply return to light awareness of the sensations in the body. Okay, so we're going to move into our first renewal practice. And this is going to be an awareness practice, renewal with the breath. Not directly related to spring per se, but certainly helps us to connect with this feeling of renewal that we're pointing to here. So let's begin by bringing a light awareness to the breath, noticing that you're breathing, breathing in. We bring in fresh oxygen to renew and nourish the body. Take a moment to observe the breath and allow this sense of fresh energy to fill your body with each inhale. And each out breath, we let go of that stagnant energy. Each in breath renews our cells, our organs, our lungs. And each out breath, there's a sense of letting go. Each in breath is filled with possibility. newness. See if you can connect with that fresh possibility in each moment on the inhale. And as you're doing this, you may want to get curious and experiment. You could assign your breath a color that maybe you associate with renewal and freshness. Maybe it's a white light, another color associated with spring, maybe pink, and you can just imagine breathing in color of light that you associate with renewal and spring. So breathing that in and exhaling, letting go of the darkness of winter. So see if you can experiment with this sense of breathing in this freshness with a color, and exhaling the stagnant for a few moments here with awareness. Allowing this fresh spring light to nourish and energize and refresh every cell of your body. And remembering awareness is the basis of what we're doing. So when you're no longer present and aware, simply reconnect with the practice, bringing awareness to the breath. And if at any point the practice doesn't resonate, you're having difficulty connecting, you can allow yourself to simply be in this moment, not paying attention to anything in particular. Okay, so simply let go of the breathing renewal, the spring breathing renewal practice. Allow the mind and body to rest. You may notice how you feel as a result of doing this spring renewal practice. You may feel refreshed and energized or not. Allow yourself to welcome and accept whatever experience you're having. Okay, so we'll move on to the next spring renewal micro practice, which is about spring renewal appreciation. So, as I mentioned in the introduction, spring brings lots of beauty that we can begin to appreciate, things that are big or small. So, if your eyes have been open, you may want to close your eyes and bring to mind some things in nature during the spring that you enjoy, that you appreciate. Flowers blooming, the smell of fresh air, Whatever it may be, begin to bring these things in mind to your mind. And you can connect with appreciation through reciting phrases in your mind. I appreciate spring flowers. I appreciate green grass. Or you can simply connect with that felt sense of appreciation when you bring these things to mind. So whatever feels the most resonant to you. Reflecting on the beauty and the positives that you appreciate about spring in nature. And each time as we're doing this practice that you feel like a reflection has run its course, you can let the reflection go and allow the mind and body to rest in whatever feelings or thoughts that are present. And so let's begin to appreciate springtime activities, big or small, things perhaps like simply sitting outside. If you like to bike or garden or walk, whatever it may be, bring to mind those springtime activities with a sense of appreciation, connecting with the phrase or the feeling. And as you're reflecting on these springtime activities, you might even just notice how you feel as you're bringing them to mind. Appreciating the renewed freshness that springtime opens up for us, opens up a new world of activity. From time to time, your mind will wander away from the reflection. So when you notice that, simply reconnect to reflecting with appreciation on these springtime activities that you enjoy. And you can evolve the reflection even further and just continue to get curious. What are the other things about spring, big or small, that you appreciate? Bring them to mind for the last few moments of this practice. I appreciate not having to wear so many layers, being able to wear short sleeves. not having to lace up boots, whatever it may be, depending upon your climate and where you live in the world. So then you can let go of the appreciation of spring. Allow the mind and body to settle and rest here before we move into our third practice. Allowing whatever emerges from this practice, positive, negative, maybe no feeling, that's okay. Just simply allow and welcome whatever emerges from your meditation. Okay, we're going to move on to our third spring renewal micro practice. This one is a springtime aspiration. So I want to invite you to bring to mind something this spring in your life that you want to do, something that maybe you want to improve or work on or achieve, even something that's nourishing and beneficial to your well being, or perhaps supporting the well being of someone else. Spring cleaning, eating healthy, getting more active, whatever that may be. So see if you can bring an activity to mind. No need to try too hard, just pick something that inspires you. And once you've brought this activity to mind, reflect on why this is important to you. Take a moment to connect with that in your mind, thinking about the why behind why you want to do this activity this spring. See if you can identify some underlying values that are driving this desire. So it might be something like you value well being, generosity, maybe even kindness for yourself or kindness for others. So, again, there's no real right answer here, just simply getting curious around what underlying values may be motivating you to want to do this activity. Imagine what it would be like, what it would feel like to embody these values through doing this action, through doing this nourishing and beneficial activity. See if you can just imagine what it would be like, how it might feel to do something that feels good for you, it's aligned with your values, supporting yourself or maybe even someone else. And then set the intention in your mind that you're actually going to do this this task, this activity. Bring it to mind and say, I intend to do this spring because, and then you can think about why it's important to you. Set the intention in your mind, allowing you to reconnect with your purpose and your values. Okay, simply let go. Let go of the reflection, the springtime aspiration. Allow the mind and body to rest. Nothing to do, not distracted, yet not lost. All right, you can open your eyes whenever you're ready. I'd be interested to hear what emerged from you, emerged from your practice today. If you'd share with me via chat, maybe there was a practice that felt particularly resonant with you. Maybe it's the aspiration to do something positive, connecting with your purpose through the seasonal change of spring. So, just as a recap, essentially what we did today is we did a couple of renewal practices, some that were directly related to spring and some that were indirectly related to spring. So, first, we connected with this feeling of renewal that our breath offers us in every moment, really allowing that energy of renewal to we're able to connect with that energy of renewal on the in breath and letting go of the stagnant on the out breath. Working with even visualizing colors of the breath can be a useful tool to connect with that sort of renewal, that spirit of renewal and that energy of renewal. Then we did a springtime appreciation practice where we appreciated things in nature. We appreciated activities about spring and other things that we might appreciate about what the sort of renewed season provides for us in terms of opportunities. And then we set our springtime aspiration. Each one of us probably has something that we want to accomplish or do with the seasonal change, something that might be beneficial or nourishing to us. And so we brought that to mind and really sort of looked at the underlying motivation, but connected with the values that might be driving this as well. Setting the intention to do this for ourselves or for someone else in our lives to be of benefit. So just want to thank you so much for joining me for practice today. Just a reminder, we have a really exciting class that's starting next Wednesday, 4 sessions dedicated to kickstarting a healthy meditation practice, a healthy mind. So we've got 4 sessions dedicated to each one of the dimensions of well-being, but with a specific lens and eye towards helping support you in cultivating a meditation habit. It's 6:30 to 8 p.m. Central Time for the next 4 Wednesdays. Super, super exciting. And as always, feel free, if you haven't done so already, download our app, get into the app. We've got, of course, special singles practices that are relevant in the moment, as well as the regular ongoing practices in the Healthy Minds program to support you in the development of a healthy mind and cultivating skills that are positively associated with resilience and well-being. So I look forward to connecting with you very soon. I hope you decide to join me for this Kickstart class. I could not be more thrilled. It is a new class offering to support you in the continued development of a healthy mind. So looking forward to seeing you again soon.